I warned you guys. I told you guys that the Ghanaian president, he was funded by the West. They sent him there, right? Now, the same time he came out, the same exact time that he came out, with this reparations, global reparations, he signed with the EU a security defense partnership, right? He signed the EU partnership where this thing gets real tricky and real goofy. But I knew it was some shenanigans going on. I knew it was something in the game. I can smell it. With everything that's going on with China going into impeding on the West interests in Africa, you got Russia in there. You got the situation going on in Burkina Faso and so many other countries. I knew at some point the West was going to pick their head up, right? You got West Africa telling the French they got to get out. Now, mind you, the European, those European nations, their whole lifestyle is predicated on extracting resources from Africa. So they can't afford to let Africa go. So now they got this Ghanaian president. He comes out and he's fighting for reparations for the diaspora. And now, mind you, they had the Durban conference back in 2001. They was already doing this. They had the General Assembly in 2007. So this stuff was already going on. This is nothing new being brought to the table. But while they was doing that behind the scenes, they're coming in to retake West Africa again. But just this time, right? This time, they're not going to be as barbaric. But they're going to retake Africa, and they got different methods and ways that they're going about doing it. Now, there's some Africans that are very upset about this. There's some 10 toes down Africans that really believe, some Africans that really believe in Pan-Africanism, and they believe in telling the truth, right? So they're coming out and they're blowing the whistle. They're blowing the whistle on this thing hard body, man. Let's share the screen, man. They're blowing the whistle on this, and like I said, they're very upset. Very upset. But let's get off into some of these things that the Africans are talking about in regards to this deal.
Ghana has betrayed Africa. Ghana has betrayed Africa, folks. I brought you a story yesterday, which Ghana has betrayed Africa. Ghana has betrayed Africa, folks. I brought you a story yesterday, which was praising John Mahama, the president of Ghana, for going to the United Nations to put forward a UN resolution about slavery, which was passed by 123 nations, 3 abstentions, 57 abstentions, 3 no's. And I talked to you about the significance of that for laying a foundation for slavery, because they were categorized as the greatest crime against humanity in history. Well, on the same day, Ghana did something that is absolutely mind-boggling. Ghana becomes the first African nation to join EU Security Defense Partnership. Agreement expands cooperation on counterterrorism, cybersecurity, regional stability as threats grow in West Africa. This is just staggering, guys. The same day that they voted on slavery and all of the EU abstained, basically voted against. This is what Ghana has now done. We've been sold out, guys. We've been sold out completely. It's over with. We're finished. So as you can see, guys, Ghana became the first nation to join the EU Security Defense Partnership. They've invited the European Union to do security in Africa from Ghana as a base, The European Union abstained on the vote. All of the European Union stood against categorizing slavery as the greatest crime against humanity. And on the same day, you signed this deal? Sorry, guys, I just decided to, this is from, I started to turn on my camera. This is my phone.
So basically what he's saying is they're basically using Ghana as their border to come in and control their interests in West Africa and then the greater regions of Africa. But Ghana's going to be the border. And they're going to come in now. They're going to be giving allowing visas where Ghanaians can go back and forth to Europe anytime they want. Migrants can go into Ghana. They're going to basically turn Ghana into like a European nation, right, where they can control, right, the dupe you in, the lure you in. So now when they come out for reparations, yeah, I told you they're going to give Ghana some form of recompense, right? But what's in the deal in that is your nation belongs to us. And now France is going to come back in. They're going to get all this stuff back. Is over. And this is the African now explaining all of this and what they're doing. They're just not doing it as barbaric and inhumane as it was in the past, right? But again, there's deals being made, right? And man,
because I literally just found this out this morning. And I'm astonished by this. It is just an astonishing situation. I can't believe it. Now, let me explain to you guys why this is so serious. You see, doing a security deal with the EU positions drones, tanks, military personnel, intelligence, surveillance in your country. Like, it means that you're allowing them to do that. They say that they're fighting against insurgents. Do you know how close Ghana is to Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger? Do you know how close it is?
All game.
You do a deal with them. Then you go to Libya. People are getting on alert. I told you about what's happening with Gaddafi. You've got the flintlock thing going on in Libya. So you're going to take over Libya. You then bomb Nigeria along the borders of Niger. So you're going to take over that corner of Niger. Can't you see what is happening? They're trying to box in the Sahel states. From every angle, they're going country to country around Africa, all the countries that surround the Sahel states, and compromising them, doing deals with these presidents, Nigeria, Ghana, Libya. I don't even know what's left. Do you know that the only countries that are not categorically selling these guys outside is like places like Algeria? I mean, we can talk about nothing.
And I told you guys he was compromised. He ain't coming out here on his own doing jack crap. No, man. He's bought and sold, man. But I ain't done it. It's going to get real juicy.
Africa, but the only country that is bordered with Niger now and the Sahel countries that has not outwardly come out and said that we're now working with France or the EU to play guys out is Algeria. And listen, who knows what's really going on in Algeria? Listen, dudes, I don't know what to tell you, but I believe that the whole thing that just happened with the slavery thing was a play to distract you from this.
Yeah, of course it was.
Because this story is bigger than that story. They did it on the same day. Do you know what it means for the European Union to vote against you on the same day that they then sign a deal saying they're coming to protect Africa from terrorists and insurgents?
He just signed over the country to the EU, and they're saying that they're coming in to help from terrorists and insurgents. No, they're coming in to get them resources, man. But now you sign a deal with them where we're going to help develop your country, and you could be a part of us, right? You could be a part of us, but what's in it for us? Come on, man. So now he go out and he come out and act like he care about slavery and the diaspora, and he care. No, they don't. They don't care nothing about you. See, now all this stuff is coming out now.
That were caused by your neocolonialism. The neocolonialism as a result of slavery that you do not want to acknowledge. Guys, the ignorance of the African is our greatest enemy. We're a bunch of bums. We're idiots because we are so naive. I'm naive. I'm talking about even myself. We're so naive that little platitudes.
So us as foundational Black Americans, when we try to warn you guys, we get pushed back and get called all kinds of names. But we know this W man. We saw this coming a mile away.
Showmanship, performance is all that we need, that is required to bamboozle the African. Guys, this is on bamboozle the African.
Say it again.
Performance.
Say it again. Look.
About even myself.
Look.
We're so naive that little platitudes, showmanship, performance is all that we need, that is required to bamboozle the African. Guys, this is on my phone. I'm in my room now. I don't even know what to tell you. I couldn't even wait to get out to the garden. I couldn't wait to get out to the garden to talk to you about this because this is big time. Well, we're getting played. What Ghana just did is one of the craziest moves in the entire time that I've been doing my platform. What Ghana just did is one of the craziest moves.
They completely sold out and just gave everything over to the European. So now they're going to say, okay, well, they're going to be able to develop our nations, but you don't have no sovereignty of your own now. No, you have completely just gave everything to the W, man. Your women and everything.
In the entire time my platform has existed. The European Union, of all the people on the planet, that's who you're doing security with? What are they securing when they are the ones who are the criminals?
Dang. Even the Africans over there is calling this out, right? Hold on.
How do you get a criminal to secure your house for you? Guys, I'm asking you a straight up question. Write it in the comments. How do you get a criminal to secure your house?
Them damn Africans.
Ghana, you've betrayed Africa. Ghana, you've betrayed us.
Now you hear him? He said, Ghana, you betrayed Africa. Now let's go over here. Let's go over to this brother where he's gonna we gotta listen. He's gonna take his time. He's gonna break it down. I want y'all to pay attention, right? Remember, I told you no emotion, but this is important because it connects us, because he's coming out talking his reparations, and he's using us as the catalyst to bind all this stuff together, man.
Ghana is now a partner of the European Union. I'm going to tie what's happening with Ghana and the European Union's agreement to our new passport and the new SIM cards registration. Stay with me now. Ghana, for your information, is on track to become what Japan is to the EU and the US in Asia.
I told you.
Listen to this information carefully. With the EU for mutual security cooperation. So we are now in the same category as the UK, Canada, Japan, and Norway with the EU in terms of security partnerships, ladies and gentlemen. And it will amaze you that the European Union and Ghana share one thing in common when it comes to security. We both want to fight the growing threats of jihadism and insurgencies coming from Central Africa.
And that's the BS that they use.
So the long and short of this partnership is this. There is a jihadist and insurgency threats coming from the Sahel states. And it's going to affect Ghana and the EU, ladies and gentlemen.
Watch
I'm going to give you the reasons. And so we have to work together. This coming threat is very close to us. We in Ghana. Very, very close to us, and has already affected some of our people. I'm talking about our tomato traders. The EU, on the other hand, is being affected in two ways, and that explains their urgency in curbing the coming threats. These are the two ways it affects the EU. It poses a threat to their businesses in Africa. Businesses like their mining companies, their telecommunication companies like Orange in the Ivory Coast, Senegal, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. And like Airtel Africa from London, which is the biggest in Nigeria and also in Niger. GS Telecom, which owns Telecel.
This is the West now protecting their special interests that they have, and also those banking systems. This is them now coming back in now and saying, yo, they spinning the block now. But they sent the African out as a decoy. I mean, go over there and talk to them black people around the world about their slavery and get them distracted. Had them all arguing and mad. But now we gotta go behind the curtain now and pull out what's really happening, right? And what's really happening.
Ghana and many other telecommunication network services, ladies and gentlemen. So they are primarily protecting their interest in Africa and also deal with the situation of mass migration to Europe as a result of people moving around due to terrorism. So they looked around all of sub-Saharan Africa and decided on the one country that aligned with their worldview and also had democracy and a stable government, and thought Ghana fit that role.
Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen.
Didn't I tell y'all he was sent by the West? Didn't I tell y'all he was funded by the West? Didn't I tell y'all this? Man, he's brought and paid for, man. He's going all around all these places. But see, FBA, we peeped that. Them sellout ass Democrats and them Pan-Africans, how come y'all? And no emotion. A lot of you Pan-Africans even know this. Y'all, they know this. A lot of the elder Pan-Africans know what's going on, but they're not going to come out and tell you the truth.
Therefore, they've partnered Ghana. A lot of things have changed in West Africa in the last 5 years especially, and it's important we come to terms with them. Our country, Ghana, is surrounded by Francophone countries that are dealing with a real situation of terrorism. And this terrorism situation, ladies and gentlemen, is a planned mission.
Woo!
It is not happening by chance.
It's being set up.
Emotional outbursts or as a tool for freedom fighters. No, it is a planned mission, strategically planned. It is a well-orchestrated strategy to take over this continent using terrorism and outbirthing other communities, ladies and gentlemen. And our country is in the center of it all. Our country, Ghana. Ghana had two options in this agreement.
Now, some people will say, well, this ain't none of our business, but yes, it is. When they use us as the catalyst for them to move their reparations agreement, we got to pay attention to all of this and how this thing is operating, because we got to know how to articulate ourselves and we got to know how to attack this. So pay attention, right? And don't listen to ignorant people that tell you this is none of our business. It is our business.
Apart from accepting this cooperation, we could have rejected it altogether or changed the terms of the agreement. But no, we took it as it came. Now, hear me out. These are the terms of the agreement. Mind you, this agreement has been in discussion for nearly 8 months. Here are the terms of the partnership. First of all, there will be no foreign bases established in Ghana in this partnership. Ghana stays in control in the activities in Ghana, and they stay over there. That is the first thing. Then, Ghana is going to be provided the necessary equipment and training to become the ears and eyes of the European Union when it comes to any type of insurgencies or jihadism rising.
Did you hear what he just said? Ghana is going to be the ears and eyes of the European Union for any insurgents. But this is them now helping develop Ghana and giving Ghana military, teaching them strategies, security, and everything. So this is the reparations now coming into Ghana from the EU. Screw foundational Black Americans or anybody in the diaspora. Here's the reparations. So I'm telling you, when he come out and he's speaking and invoking us, do not say that this is not our business. Don't listen to people that talk like that. They're ignorant. They don't know what they're talking about. Right? Pay attention.
In West Africa, Ghana's sea and airspace and cyberspace will be used as a station to oversee the activities of such groups in the sub-region.
Ghana's sea, airspace, and all the space is going to be used where they can pay attention, inspect, watch other nations. So what's in it for Ghana? Reparations. How do they get the reparations? Well, what you did to us and stole our people and sent them throughout the world. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, we got you. We give you some of that. Just give us the country.
This is the long and short of it. But there is a breaking news I'm bringing to you. Ghana, for your information, is on track to become what Japan is to the EU and the US in Asia. Now, listen to this information carefully. Do you know why Ghana adopted the new upgraded biometric passport that uses microchips last year. Was it the year before or last year?
Here we go.
This information should shock you, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm already feeling jittery on this. I'm going to tie what's happening with Ghana and the European Union's agreement to our new passport and the new SIM cards registration. Stay with me now. Ghana in 2024 and 25 began issuing new security featured upgraded biometric passports because Ghana, ladies and gentlemen, was in talks with the EU to turn Ghana into a visa-free country to the European countries. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, you heard it right. This might sound ridiculous to you.
No.
But wait until it happens.
This is reparations.
The EU intends to use Ghana as a model of an extension of Europe in Africa. They want Ghana to be where African migrants go to and not Europe.
A place where so they're going to build up Ghana and use it as a place where African migrants go to and not Europe. But they're using the reparations argument as justification for it while they come in the back door and take over the whole country and use it as a security mechanisms to control other nations, right? And damn. That W man, boy, that W man is a parasite. Man, he's cunning and conniving. He's a jackal. Man, y'all, man, oh man. And he torn all around the world, all around America, talking about reparations while doing this deal.
This is why our security features in our passport has changed. And the government is cracking down on all non-Ghanaian passport holders, non-Ghanaian holding Ghana passports. They intend to clean the system before the next level of agreement is signed. So it begins with tightening our passports, and then it moves on from there. Did you know that the current Ghana passport is one of the very few passports in the world that uses all the different types of security features at the same time? Most countries use different parts, but we use all of it. We have the digital ID integration embedded in it. We have advanced chip security implanted in it. And we have high number of protective features that are unconventional also embedded in our current passport. Ladies and gentlemen.
Pay attention.
This new Ghana passport wasn't just made with Ghana's security in mind, for your information.
Pay attention.
But it was made also to make it appease the West for what they intend to do with Ghana moving forward. Mark my words. So it begins with tightening our passport, then it moves to SIM cards re-registration, and then you are mandated to get a Ghana card if you're a Ghanaian, and then Ghana is signing visa waivers with many countries in the world all of a sudden, and then this first security partnership, which we have just signed with EU, comes into fruition. And ultimately, the next thing is Ghana gets a visa waiver to EU countries. Mark my words.
Anywhere you want.
Mark my words. This is about to happen.
But now, what's in it for the EU countries? I told you they was already trying to kick France out. So France go to the EU and say, "Yo, man, listen, man, our whole economy gonna fall. Y'all gonna have to do something." All right, well, check it out. We'll go find a nation that suits our needs, that can speak the languages, that the religious base. We'll choose Ghana, and we'll go in and we'll give Ghana some form of reparations, and we'll use that as our base, right? Where we can go back and control our interests in Africa, and we could take back control of what Russia and China's trying to do. We'll just use Ghana as the base, right? How are we going to do it? Go out to send the president out to the world and have him speak reparations and talk reparations and get black people on board all around the world, right? Get black people on board with what we're trying to do so they'll get on board with their own demise. Yeah, we'll give reparations to this one country, but we won't give them to none of the other groups. But remember, he said we'll create Ghana as the place for migrants to go to. So you would be considered an African migrant as a foundational Black American, because that's what they try to tell us. You would be considered a migrant to go to this place because the reparations is going to be in Ghana because they did that deal. Let's proceed.
After the Second World War, it was America that built Europe. Then America helped build Japan and Korea. They want to build a country in Africa to be the alternative place for most Africans to go to, and also at the same time use it as their eyes and ears on the ground.
They want to build Ghana as the alternative place for Africans or Black people to go to. So what you think they're going to do with the nation? That thing going to look like New York City, while at the same time using it as a ground to keep their eyes and ears on what's going on in Africa. I told you guys, man. Y'all know I come with the receipts.
And Ghana is that country, for your information. And listen, all the two political parties in Ghana are in on this. They support this idea. Ghana could have declined it if we thought it could compromise our neutrality in the regional and global conflicts. But that's not what is happening. The leadership of the country has made a decision. For all of us, ladies and gentlemen, they are making Ghana an extension of Europe in Africa. Yeah. This could come to fruition, all things being equal, by as early as next year. Mark my words. I'm hereby predicting that by the end of next year, all things being equal, Ghana could have a visa waiver to Europe. And here's one reason in support of that. Europe is dying, man. Europe is dying. Their population is shrinking. They are not giving as much birth as before. And they went for citizens of unstable countries, countries at war in the Middle East to boost their workforce. But it backfired. It backfired.
Listen to what he's saying.
Now they are looking at alternatives. Instead of encouraging their women or their people to have more births and revising their laws on abortions and same-sex marriages, they have made a decision to bring in people from elsewhere, from Africa this time, ladies and gentlemen. And it's people who share in their worldview by way of their religion, and that's when Ghana comes to.
It's people who share their worldview, the sellouts, the coons amongst the group, and that's who they bring in, right? The people that they can control, the ones that come here and call you a kata, the ones that come here and talk down on you. They come here as Europeans in black skin. He's telling you this verbatim out of his mouth. That's why this stuff is important. That's why I study behind the scenes. I go look behind the curtain, man, as Dr. Phil Valentine told us to do.
The Ghana you see today on paper has changed completely. It isn't like it was before. A lot has changed, and it's important we come to terms with it. It's only a matter of time, ladies and gentlemen. You see things actually come to pass, one after the other. You see them. Remember, you heard it from here first. This is my advice. This is my advice to the Gen Zs. If you are still in school or dropped out, get into computer programming if you can. You can learn this on your own without school on the internet for free. Also,
so let me go here real quick. Let's go here real quick.
So learn an additional foreign language.
Let's go here real quick before we get out of here. Right, let's go over here. So it says Ghana becomes the first African Union to join the EU Security Defense Partnership. Ghana has become the first country to sign a security and defense partnership with EU, marking a new phase of security cooperation focused on counterterrorism, cybersecurity, and regional stability. The EU Security and Defense Partnership, already signed by the UK, Canada, Japan, Norway, and others, now extends to Ghana. Vice President Naja, whatever that name is, told a joint press conference with EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallis and the Ghanaian capital of Accra Tuesday. This demonstrates the strengthening and collaboration between Ghana and the European Union and tackling and evolving security challenges with them. Like, come on, man, especially our suburban, and across the Sahel. She said the vice president said complex security threats continue to evolve across West Africa, highlighting the near deaths of Ghanaian traders in Burkina Faso as a stark reminder of the region's persistent dangers. In responding to these challenges, she said the partnership underscores the critical role of regional cooperation in protecting lives and maintaining stability across West Africa. The EU has backed over 30 security projects, including around 40 training sessions for military and civilian forces, according to the Opoku, right? So I got a live stream coming when I'm going to really be breaking this stuff down. But like the guy said, they create the issues, right? They the ones that shoot you and provide the bandages. So they create the issues with the Islamic insurgents and everything, so they can come in now to the rescue and take over your countries. This is the oldest trick in the book. They've been doing this stuff. It's not nothing new, right? And we've been talking about this thing forever, man. We've been talking about this forever. But again, I just wanted to report this because the Africans is calling this stuff out. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time, peace.